Hello and welcome to this review of the Berghaus Air 400 XL Nightfall tent. This tent replaces the Berghaus Air 4.1 XL, and according to Go Outdoors, it has enhanced construction and a stylish new look. So let's take a look around and see if that rings true. The Berghaus Air 400 XL tent is a 4-man air tent which uses inflatable beams. It's very similar to the Berghaus Air 400 tent, but it offers a porch area and a larger living area.
Size is important in these things.
So with that larger living area and porch, this is a 4-man tent suited to longer trips. It's currently on sale in Go Outdoors for £699. Although prices in Go Outdoors do quite regularly change with offers. It's also available with 2 different bundle deals, and I'll talk a bit more about those later in the video. One of the most important features of this tent is that it has air beams. There's no messing about putting poles together and slotting them through the tent with this one. You simply plug in your pump to each of the 5 valves on each of the beams and pump it up. There are pros and cons to air tents, but one of the pros is definitely the quick and easy pitching. Let's have a look around the tent now. As you can see, you have the porch at the front with the main door, and then round the left side of the tent we have 3 windows, with the window being the furthest back also being a door, and at the very back of the tent is the sleeping area. At the back of the sleeping area there is a vent which can be held open with 2 guy lines. There's also vents at the top of each of the middle windows on each side. All these vents allow extra airflow through the tent to keep condensation to a minimum. On the right side of the tent we have another door, and this has a small inflatable porch area just to give you a little bit of extra protection from the weather if you're using this side door. On the bottom of the tent it tells us that this is an air tent, that it has a hydrostatic head rating of 6,000 millimeters. That's actually quite good. Most family tents you'll find normally have a 4,000 millimeter rating, so this should stand up to the rain really well. And with the strong air beam construction, this is ready for the worst of the British summer. Now let's look around the front and have a look at the porch on this tent. This is one of the main differences between this tent and the old version of this, the Air 4.1 XL. The porch is actually bigger and offers a little bit more protection from that British weather we were just talking about. Here, looking at the old version, you can see that it's missing some material compared to the new one, which has these extra bits that stick out a little bit further. I think this is a great addition and offers you that little bit of extra protection to the inevitable British summer. Although what I'd really would have liked to have seen is a door on the front, i.e. that you can completely enclose the porch and zip it shut to give you full protection from the weather. I know having the completely enclosed porch on our Hampton 8 is an absolute godsend. That means we can leave all our cooking stuff out here, we leave all our kids' shoes out here so they don't have to take them inside the tent, and it's just a wonderful extra space to have. If you want to look at my review of that tent, I'll leave a link to that video in the description. But back to the Air 400 XL, great that it's got a porch space, great that it's been extended a little bit from the previous version, but it would have been nice to see a fully enclosed zip-up porch. Still a good space that you could cook in and leave some bits and bobs that offers some protection from the weather. Looking at the main door at the front entrance to the tent, you can see there's a window at each of the sides to let a bit of light in. There's also a net that you can close, as well as the main sheet that you can close as well to offer full weather protection. I always think it's great when the doors have these nets because you can leave them open, zip the net shut and still let some air in. Looking around the inside of the tent, you can see under the window here it has a storage area. Great little feature. This door on the left side of the tent also has a net. As I said, I'm a big fan of those. And it also has a window in to let a bit more light in. Under this door is the electricity access point where you put your electric hookup through. There's actually one of those on each side of the tent, which is a great little feature. I think that's really important because you never know when you go into a campsite which side the electric hookup might be on, so this gives you options. Looking at the bedrooms, these are what we call Nightfall bedrooms, so they offer some protection from the early morning sun. I have Nightfall bedrooms in my Hampton 8 tent. It's not a perfect blackout, but it certainly does make a good difference. Here at the front there is some storage areas, And then the doors on the bedrooms actually have a net bit at the top that you can open to let a bit more air in should you want it. On the right side here you can see there's some storage again. I think that's really handy. It offers a good place to put your phone and keys at night. In the middle of the bedroom is this divider. Now this is a zip closed one, so you can essentially make this into 2 bedrooms, although at the very bottom you can see it doesn't zip around the bottom, just at the front and at the back here. But again, if it's just a sheet, what sort of protection is it offering? Here you can see the entrance to the vents. That's from that big vent outside that we looked at, which you keep open to let some air in, to keep the bedrooms fresh and condensation free. In the other side of the bedroom pod, again you can see these storage areas, really handy for phones and keys and bits and bobs. And then there's those storage areas on the front again. The bedrooms go in with little toggles. They're quite easy to put in. I've never had any problem putting bedrooms in. Here in the middle you've got your lantern hook to put your light up. And then what I think is a really nice feature, on that beam you have these little velcro tabs. So if you have a mains light, you can velcro the cable to the beam to keep it out of the way and neat and tidy. All of the windows in this tent have curtains. You can see they're all rolled up at the bottom at the moment, but they'll unroll and you can clip them up to block light out and to give you some extra privacy should you want it. Here, looking at the bedrooms again, you can see that storage space in between the 2 bedrooms. Really handy for putting shoes in and books or whatever you want to keep the tent tidy. You can see the door on the right side of the tent has the curtain closed at the moment. Under the window here in the middle is another storage area. This tent is really great for these little storage pods, really handy to have them. You can see that with all the curtains open apart from one on the side door on this tent, there's lots of light in here, which is really nice. It's a nice airy space to be. You don't feel too claustrophobic or hemmed in while you're in here because of all the light being let in by the windows. This is a good sized living space, and I think you'd be comfortable with 4 people staying in here for an extended period of time, say a week or more. One thing to note about the shape of the beams in this tent is that they're more U-shaped than a semicircle. This means you get more headroom towards the sides of the tent. This was also one of the big improvements from the last version, the Air 4.1 XL tent. Here you can see the more semicircle type shape of the beams compared to the U-shaped beams on this Air 400 XL tent. A really clever design feature. So to sum up, the tent has some clever features. It has lots of storage, which I always think is great, lots of windows, all with curtains if you do want the privacy. It's got a door on each side, as well as the electricity access point, really clever feature, as well as the main door on the front and the porch. It would have been great if the porch was enclosed and you could zip it shut, but apart from that, a really well designed tent. Now let's talk about some of the accessories that come with the tent, and some of the ones that don't. First of all, the pump required to pump up these air beams is included in the tent package, so there's no need to worry about getting an extra pump. Although if you would like to do it electrically, that is something you have to get yourself because it is a hand pump that's included. The tent comes with a really good quality wheeled bag, and you will need that wheeled bag because the total weight of this package is over 30 kilograms. That is one of the downsides of air tents, they can be very heavy. And the pack size of this 4-man tent is about the same as my 8-man pole tent. Other accessories that are included with the tent include the pegs, obviously, and a repair kit as well. Accessories that aren't included but would be worth having include the carpet. This doesn't come with the tent, but I always find a tent carpet makes the tent much more cozy, especially in the mornings, and I definitely think it's something worth having. The other thing that I think is worth having is the footprint. This at the moment comes with a bundle deal with the footprint and the carpet for only £69 extra. I think that's good value. The footprint goes under the tent and protects the bottom of it from the ground below. The other bundle deal on offer includes the carpet, the footprint, and also a porch which attaches to the side of the tent. This comes in at £299 at the moment. Personally, I think if you're after an enclosed porch, I would look at a different tent to this one, as I think attaching a porch to the side would make the tent an awkward shape, and it's also an extra hassle, something else to pitch and attach to your tent. Like I said, I would just look for a tent with an enclosed porch if that's what you're after. But if you're after a 4-man air tent with a porch like this one, you really can't go wrong. I think this is a great tent with some really clever features. Thank you for watching this video, it's very much appreciated. I hope it's been helpful. If it has, please drop the video a like, and pitch up on the channel by subscribing. I've got a lot of family tent videos, so please do have a look around at my others. Thank you very much for watching, and happy camping!